back of a 1970 Volkswagen Bug. I'm going to explain what you're looking at here in the engine compartment. First thing, let's go over the charging system or the electrical system. You've got this V-belt that runs off of your crankshaft here and goes to your alternator generator. This alternator generator charges your battery. It also, so that gives you power to your lights, your radio. It also provides the power you need for your ignition system, which is what sets your spark plugs off. So over here, you've got an ignition coil and you have a distributor. The ignition coil magnifies the power of the electrical pulse and sends it to your distributor. Your distributor then sends that, it distributes those electrical pulses to each one of your spark plugs and actually sets off your spark plugs. This distributor is tied into your engine's timing, so it goes off at the exact right time, your third cycle, your ignition cycle, and you can advance or slow down your timing by rotating the distributor. In addition, you've got an intake system. You have an air filter that sits right here on top of your carburetor, which is this silver thing right here. Carburetor feeds into an intake manifold right here. You see the intake runners going back to each one of the cylinders on this side, and then over here as well. They're actually painted black, so they're harder to see. You've got a fuel system, you got a fuel pump right here, you got an inline fuel filter, and of course that leads into your carburetor because your carburetor is what's giving your air-fuel mixture. In addition, you've got this over here is where your oil goes into the engine, and you've got your dipstick down here for measuring how much oil is in the engine. These hoses are for crankcase ventilation. That's the back pressure you get when your piston goes down, and so that pressure goes into the crankcase. It needs someplace to go, and what it does is it just gets ventilated back up here into your air intake. So that's what that hose is right there. Lastly, you've got this big fan shroud in the back with these hoses right here and here. And what that is this is a fan that's also run off of the crankshaft, and it spins and creates air that gets run through this ducting here, and it circulates around the engine because the engine in a Volkswagen Bug is air-cooled. So it needs that air to keep it cool, especially if you're like stuck in traffic or it's idling or something like that and you don't have air moving around the engine. This helps keep air moving around the engine so that your engine doesn't overheat. And that's what you're looking at the back of a Volkswagen Bug.